Welcome into the regular season finale of the first season of the Cardinals franchise. We're headed to the playoffs, but where we head may be decided in this game. Coming into this matchup, we are slotted as the number 2 seed for the AFC. However, if we could get a win today and the Giants lose, we could end up with that first round bye. At the same time, we've also been struggling primarily on offense with our team's stamina levels. So if we could get a good victory going early in this game and get the first team out, that would be ideal. But so far on this drive, our conference division rivals here in the 49ers doing a pretty good job. Haven't been able to get any big plays yet. We have a couple options here. We'll find Ertz late for the first down to the third. Wow, I was way off. The 49, almost midfield. Ertz had a really good game last episode against the Falcons, who we destroyed like 41-7. No blocking out here on the screen, though, for Derek Young will be a loss of 4. On 2nd and 14, we will come out here, though, with the 4 receivers set to this left-hand side, trying to run that receiver screen. Andy Isabella not able to get by Wilson. If he did, he could have been gone, at least for a while. Instead, it ends up actually being a pretty good tackle there from the cornerback. Maybe safety, I'm not quite sure. Let me go with a new play. I haven't ran this before. Trying to set up a screen pass to Young, and that does not look very good, but we're going to get Hopkins over the top of Fred Warner for the first, but a flag is down. And that's going to be an offensive pass interference on a guy who was blocking. Well, it was a good play, but instead we'd lose all that yardage plus some, making it 3rd and 21. We're going to bring Young in motion again. He'll sit in that same screen pass, but instead of blocking, we'll actually send the rest of the guys deep. And we have a wide open receiver. That's Zach Ertz for the huge gain. Can he get by the DB? No. Brought down at the 7. You could see the old age hitting him there, but still a great play made by the Stanford tight end. And if that was my defense, I would be furious giving that up. But 1st and goal. Run a little bit of read option. Mostert going to be a little bit more involved in this game. Wasn't involved much last episode. Won't get a gain of anything on this play, however. 2nd and goal. I would like to have... No, that's not an option. I was going to say I would like Ertz to be on a delayed cross, but that wasn't an option. But we will find D-Hop. That ball definitely could have been placed a little bit higher, but the DB's not able to put their head on a swivel and get a hand on it. Instead, we are in. First touchdown of the day goes to the Cardinals on the same drive that we had a 3rd and 20 plus. And now it's the 49ers' time to come out here on offense to try to answer back. They have some really good talent on offense. Just the real question is, can they get it going? Trey Sermon with the first down rush, gain of 2. And they were a little bit more lucky in this version of the season in real life, where Trey Lance got injured, not injured in this series. So he's been able to put together a decent season, about, I think it was 4 touchdowns to 1 interception. However, that didn't seem to lead to much success for the 49ers, being well below 500, 6 and 10, I believe, as we enter the final week. Kittle close to the first down, but marked short. Byron Murphy Jr. with the stop, and that will be a punt on their first possession. And this game could start very similar to last week if our offense is able to march our way down the field and put some more points on the board. But we're going to need to find someone open to do that, and there's not much open here. Kyler Murray will take what he could get, and that's going to be about a gain of 9. 2nd and 1, same formation under center, bunch to the right. Be Mostert in the backfield. He'll get the handoff and plenty of room to the outside. If he could get around the corner, which he can, Mostert headed down the sideline, and Jaquiski, no, that's a former safety, I believe. Instead, Jonathan Ward will get the stop, but a huge game from Mostert in his second revenge game of the season. I was thinking of Jaquiski Tart, which he was on the 49ers when I did a franchise with him. I don't remember if it was in Madden 22 or 21, and that pass somehow finds no one. It looked like it was going to be a touchdown to Rondale Moore, but instead, no one gets their hands on it, and we're looking for some more rushing yards here from Mostert, but a good stop there made down the middle. I believe that was Kinlaw. So on 3rd and 9, we're going to have multiple different guys come out for a play here, or for a route. That was just not a great play there for me, at least commentating wise. Okay, 4th and inches, definitely going to go for it. And in at running back is Max Williams, but I don't believe, no, we're definitely not going to get the snap off. First quarter comes to an end, 7-0, and we're going for it on 4th and inches to start the second quarter. But Max Williams back at running back to help provide a push. Darrell Williams at fullback, and I went with quarterback sneak. Definitely thought I selected fullback dive, but haha. Even got myself. 1st and goal at the 4, empty set. We're going to have Derek Young come in motion. He's going to get the quick toss. Try to get him to the outside. Good job there from Bosa to force us back in. Will be a loss of 2. On 2nd and goal, we're going to have a bunch to that right-hand side with our running back, Darrell Williams, spread all the way out to that right-hand side. We're going to run a quarterback draw. Try to see if we can get some blockers, and we got some. But Greenlaw was able to make the stop. I'm going to be looking for either Moore or Brown. Hopkins would be the 3rd target, and they do a great job, and that's going to be a sack. Kinlaw. And we'll end up kicking the field goal on this one. Prater is out to make this a 2-score game. And that snap is back, kick is up, and that is good. 10-0. And now the 49ers have a chance to get a touchdown on the board and make it only a field goal game, or at least a touchdown game with their own field goal. We'll go with the dump off here. Trey Sermon with the catch, and we miss on the tackle. But luckily, we have a couple more Cardinals there to get the stop. Gain of 7. And following that gain of 7, we'll have a 2nd and 3 with a strong eye. We'll drop back to help try to cover. And they have a couple guys to this far outside. Ayuk will get the catch and the first. And with that first down, they'll come out with a 2 tight end ace set. Going to stretch it to the bottom here. And we're going to whiff on the tackle. Luckily, Collins was able to continue his pursuit outside. We'll get the stop after 5. Missing on a couple reaches where we're assuming swatting at the legs. Need to do a bit better at wrapping up. Like that. Kennard knows how to do it. Granted, he's 31 years old, so he would sure hope so. And with that tackle for loss, we'll bring up a 3rd and 11. Come out in man here. Simmons on Kittle. Probably actually be a pretty decent matchup, but definitely got beat. And he'll get the first down by about a yard and a half. And I haven't noticed any yet, but keep an eye at the bottom score tracker to see if we get an update on the Giants game. That is really big. If we can get the victory today and they lose, first round bye should be ours. We've got a good stop there, though, on 1st down, bringing up 2nd and 12. We'll make a slight audible here for our defense. Switch off Simmons covering deep, which left a wide open gap in the middle of the field. And Trey Lance will take advantage of that, getting forward for about a gain of 12. Bring up a 3rd and inches. Going to bring down Budda Baker here, help try to cover number 3 in the slot. As Sanders in on the outside for some reason. Not sure where Gardick was. I haven't seen that he's been injured. But that's a first down rush from Trey Lance. And there's the 2-minute warning. Game still in our advantage, 10-0. Right now the 49ers are driving. Gardick back in as an edge rush here for us. So good thing he was not injured. So he does get around the edge, but not quick enough. And a big hit there from Collins on number 12, Wilson. Yeah, he's able to hold on to it for a gain of 5. Shots like that will probably become illegal in the NFL in the near future, considering how things are currently going. But Gardick with the sack. Trey Lance tried to step up, but did not sense Gardick getting around the edge. And that's got to be at least 15 for him this season, if not more. We'll bring up another 3rd and 11, and I ran man last time, and that didn't help. So I'm going to switch out of that. They're going to set up a screen. And they might get the screen. Yeah, they do. Nice job from number 32 there. I can't read what the name is. Davis Price. Couldn't tell you who that is. And following a timeout for the 49ers, we have about a minute left on the clock. First down at the 26. They're going to send a couple guys to that left-hand side, and Kittle will get the catch. Only a gain of 3. 2nd and 7, going to bring that double A-gap blitz again, trying to get someone free. But they do have several guys in the backfield, but they don't block. Instead, they go with Ayuk out of the backfield for about a gain of 5-ish. On 3rd and 2, tight shotgun set. Juszczyk in at running back. We've seen them throw to him. They're not afraid to, but no need to, and Kittle is that wide open. I have no idea where our safety was over the top, but he definitely wasn't guarding Kittle. Make it a 10-7 game with a made PAT, 45 seconds left before half. And with about 40 seconds, all 3 timeouts, we have time to march down the field and try to get some more points on the board. Going to go with a wide receiver screen here for the first down and out of bounds. Could definitely look forward to this next offseason to help try to find some gadget receivers, help kind of with that style of play. We'll go with another semi-screen, semi-deep pass, and we will go ahead and drop this one off Derek Young. Get some yardage, get out of bounds. This time at the 45, so we're getting close to midfield. Still about 30 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. And 2nd and 2, they come out double A-gap look here. We'll see if they drop out of it or if they do end up bringing the pressure, of which they do, which means middle of the field going to be wide open. Rondale Moore with the catch. We'll get forward to about the 33. 23 seconds left, we'll call a timeout. And I was potentially going to go with a quarterback draw here, but they got 2 receivers sitting, not 2 receivers, 2 linebackers sitting in the middle. So we'll check out of that. Instead, we got one-on-one D-Hop. Try to hit that back shoulder, and he holds on to it, but they say not in bounds. We have gotten so unlucky with those play calls. Let's try to get Derek Young around the edge here. Get some yardage, get out of bounds, stop the clock. Still do have 2 timeouts. If we could get the edge set, which we kind of do, and Derek Young gets around Verrett, and he should have stayed in bounds. He had more yards in front of him, but didn't want to waste any time. Steps out at the 16, 13 seconds still on the clock. That nice double move here from Ertz could squeak us in. Granted, we don't need to force it. We have a couple different options, but gonna need to throw this one away. Flag down. That might be a late hit on Bosa. Or it's gonna be on me. It makes sense now that I think about it. Yeah, that was called on me. Because I did throw it out of bounds while still being inside of that tackle box. So let's try to get things fixed here. We'll still need to be a dump off here. Get Derek Young forward and out of bounds. 2 seconds left. We'll go ahead and kick the field goal. Go ahead and call a timeout and then kick the field goal. Prater on to attempt his 2nd field goal of the day. That back. Wow, that's back. Wow. Either way, it's good. Messed up the commentary there, but what I meant to say was snap back kick is good, but I don't even know what I said. Either way, we'll head into half with a 6-point lead against conference rival 49ers. As we head on and take a quick look at the board, and we're definitely leading the charts by a lot. Almost double or over double the passing yards, more than double of the rushing yards. But can we please get an update on what's happening in New York? Start off with another conference rivalry matchup here. 21-7 Rams beating the Seahawks. No surprise there. Rams trying to get above 500 to end the season. Now Chargers and Denver. Again, not really a game that matters too much here for us. Chargers really having a poor season. 24-13. They might be ending 4-13 on the year. Chiefs and Raiders, so definitely not going to get a Giants update. They might be playing the later game. Chiefs up here 7-0 Two really good teams though, 13-3 Chiefs, 11-5 Raiders. And to open the second half, 49ers will be receiving. So it was pretty important that we were able to get some points on the board there before half. Granted, if 49ers get a touchdown, they will take the lead, but at least only by 1 point. And that would be assuming that they make the extra point or don't even maybe go for two. They will start with a pass here to open the second half, and it's actually going to end up becoming a scramble. And we're going to whiff on the tackle. Nice juke move from Lance, but then gets his legs chopped out from under him. Nice tackle in open field there from Thompson, but a huge gain there from the 49ers gets them to midfield. Seeing quite a lot of whiffs on tackles the last couple games, so need to make sure we correct that. That's not a missed tackle. Zaven Collins with a big hit as well as the scoop, and this is going to be a score. What a play. Zaven Collins read the run all the way and laid the hit, recovered the ball, and then ran it all the way back for a touchdown. Will be a nice lead here for us after this made PAT 20-7. But Madden says go for it. So let's go for two. Let's make it 21-7. Why not? Gonna have D-Hop open here. Solid hands, and we will go up by that 21-7. Two-touchdown score advantage for the Cardinals. And didn't take long for us to make a big impact here in the second half. The goal today is to try to get our first team squad out of the game by the fourth quarter. Give them just a little bit extra time to recuperate in case we don't end up getting that first round bye, because they'll definitely need it. Solid hands here from number 3, holds on to it while also taking a big hit. Trey Lance, 11 of 11 on the day, has not missed a single pass. Unfortunately for him, though, hasn't gotten many yards out of it. Only 7 points on the board with 100% completion percentage. It's got to be better. Ayuk here trips on his own lineman. Would have been a first down. He just wasn't able to stay on his own feet. Tripping on a teammate's feet. 3rd and 1 will be not a scramble, a read option. Gardick read it the whole way. And that is a great continuation play from our defense after getting that forced fumble, scoop, and score. Get a 3-and-out right after. And now for the first time in the second half, despite us already putting up a touchdown, our offense will take the field. We'll go with the RPO here. Derek Young will scoot forward, get a few yards before being brought down. And unfortunately, Kinlaw shaken up on the play. And he will head to the locker room for further evaluation. But a good stop there by Fred Warner on the last play. Unfortunately, that stop might have been what caused the injury as we landed on him. And a big tackle there from Darrell Williams after the interception from Thomas. His pass was just overthrown. He had his receiver wide open across the middle, but threw it far too much to that outside. Should have been more towards the middle of the field. Slow down your receiver, that's fine, especially when he's sitting in open space. But that might have just been the turnover that the 49ers needed to get themselves back in this game, get some momentum in their favor, their fans back being loud. We'll go with a run here, and it's going to be the same guy that fumbled. He holds on to it this time, gain of 12, Davis Price. 1st and 10, empty set here for the 49ers after the first down. We're sent a bit of a double linebacker blitz, and they go with a quick pass. And we whiff again on the tackle. Kittle trying to get in for his second. And indeed he is. Kittle had the touchdown down the seam early in the first quarter. Now he's answering back here for the 49ers following that interception. And we need to make sure we keep our offense moving here. Don't want to give up too much ground against this team because we know that they could take advantage of it. And we're just going to need to scramble around the edge. Kyler Murray will get forward and out of bounds. Gain of 7. And we haven't handed the ball off to Mostert in a while, so let's get him back involved here, especially with Kinlaw out. We should be able to have a more dominant rush down the middle. And speaking of dominant rush, Mostert is gone. Another huge touchdown run against his former team. I'm pretty sure he did that a couple times in the first matchup against the 49ers this year. Although I feel like we lost that matchup. I'm pretty sure Trey Lance and the read option were killing us. So this is a bit of a revenge game now that I'm remembering that. Unfortunately, I think someone forgot to tell Prater that this was a revenge game because he missed that extra point So it's only a 13-score game. 49ers make an audible here, as they have a couple different guys going across the middle. They're going to find Davis Price. That's his name. I knew it was Price. I couldn't remember what the first part was. And they're getting him involved pretty frequently here. Come out with a double A-gap blitz, try to get Gardick off the edge, but they go with a read option, which was definitely a good call against our double A-gap blitz. Buda Baker comes over to get the stop. But Trey Lance does have a little over 40 rushing yards in this game, so he's still running decently well, and they go with another read option, and we're not there. Byron Murphy has to come across field to get the stop, but a first down gained. It's now 50-plus yards for Lance. And as I had just mentioned after the touchdown, it was the read option that killed us in the last matchup. They might be going for it or going to that here. Well, that was a little bit glitchy. Ayuk breaks the tackle as well. Luckily, Simmons out there to get the stop, only a gain of 2. We'll stay in the 3-4 here, as they do have at least one of the receivers and a running back in the backfield. Will be another read option, but we got Buda Baker waiting, and he misses the tackle, but luckily Simmons does not. Actually be a loss of 1, 3rd and 9. And on that 3rd and 9, they'll come out spread here. Let's spread our defense a little bit. They're going to make an audible. Going to send, was that Wilson? No, it was Ayuk to the other side, and they will go with a quick pass. And Adoree Jackson just stood there, but got the stop. And now it's time to start trying to drain the clock a little bit here. We'll go with a run down the middle. Mostert will get forward for a gain of 5. 123 yards on 5 carries for him. Plus, he did have that touchdown. So, Mostert having himself a nice bit of a revenge game here. Go with a handoff. Nice power. Just runs over number 96 before he got ran over by Greenlaw. And on 3rd and 1, we'll come out with a double running back backfield. But we will go with the draw. Mostert down the middle should have just enough. Kinlaw back in the game. And we will end the 3rd quarter with that 13-point lead, 27-14. 1st and 10. We're going to flop the formation here, run the RPO to the other direction. And I should not have passed that, because as soon as I saw when I threw it that Hollywood Brown was not blocking, I'm like, probably shouldn't have done that. Just have to remember that Hollywood Brown does not block. That was a problem that we saw before D-Hop ended up coming back. They would set up some plays like these, but Hollywood Brown would not be able to block. Andy Isabella might be taking his 2nd touchdown on the same play 2 weeks in a row. Front flips into the end zone. A huge, huge play on the wide receiver screen. He's fighting for that roster spot. We're not sure if we want to keep him. It's primarily just his speed that helps him out here. Good blocking from his fellow receivers, and we're in. And Madden wants to rub a little salt in the wound here. So let's go for 2. And let's go to D-Hop once again. I believe that's his 2nd 2-point conversion tonight. 35-14. And with that score, we have gone ahead and rotated in quite a few of our backups. Most of our backups are in. We have a solid lead for the 4th quarter. We just need to hold on to it. Flag down as they do find Juszczyk for a gain of 5. And with holding, we'll go ahead and take that. Back them up. End up losing 15 yards considering they gained 5, but they do at least still have another first down. They make a slight audible, send Kittle in towards the line. And they'll go again. Will be another pass, this time underneath, caught by number 3, and then brought down after a gain of about 12 yards. So they get back the lost yards, but not as much as they had for the original 2nd down when the penalty came. So 2nd and 8, they'll come out with an empty set before making an audible. Now it looks like they will send Juszczyk back into the backfield. Now twins to either side. Their fullback in the running back spot, and it's again a toss-up. This time intercepted Matthews. I don't remember if he's that rookie or not. I think he is. Rookie gets an INT, and this game just about put away. We'll definitely be chewing the clock for here on out. In at quarterback, Trace McSorley, Derek Young at running back. We have Trey McBride and Max Williams back there to help block. And Derek Young will take the handoff down the middle for a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. And it looks like they have JPP, but he wears number 37, which is kind of weird. Derek Young breaks a tackle, continues fighting forward. Get about a gain of 6 on that read option. On 3rd and 2, Eno Benjamin in at running back as we spread wide. Trips to right. One receiver to the left. Will be another run with some good blocking up front. Will be a first down. Under 5 minutes left on the clock. And with that first down here, looks like they might be bringing a blitz on this left-hand side. We're going to try to set up the screen. They don't send the blitz, but we do have a blocker out in front who's not able to really do much. We'll at least get a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 will come out empty set. Trips to the right-hand side, twins to the left. Derek Young going to come across. We'll get the quick toss. Try to get that speed to the outside. Good flow, but not able to keep up was the number 1 linebacker for the 49ers, Fred Warner. Don't know why it took me so long to remember that, but I was able to cover it decently well. 1st and goal at the 2. And I think I just completely glossed over the fact that Derek Young just made someone miss an open field. Max Williams in at running back, and he's got some open space. He is in. We hand the ball off to our tight end. Our running back blocks for him. We're just having some fun out here. 41-14. Made PAT will make it 42-14. Well, I would say it's pretty safe to say that we took care of our job today in this game. We're just going to have to see if whoever the Giants played against helped us out, if they were able to get the victory and give us that first round bye. Otherwise, we're going to have at least one extra game, hopefully, this season, and not just only one more. That would be unfortunate, but very Cardinal-esque of last season. Knock on wood. 2nd and 5, about 2.5 minutes left here in this game. 2.5 minutes left in the season for the 49ers. They definitely will not be headed to the postseason. And Lance will take the snap here. Quick pass to the outside. And this time Matthews not able to hold on to it. Tipped up and tipped around by a few other defensive backs. I think maybe even a linebacker Vigil got over there. Will be a tight shotgun set here on 3rd and 5. As they will go across the middle, complete to Ayuk. Landing on the helmet to the 48. And that's how we hit the 2-minute warning. Coming out of the 2-minute warning. Really no chance of the 49ers to do anything really in this game that's at least significant. More just get some of the young guys out there. At least that's what I would do. See what they could do. Vigil almost with the INT. But instead Davis Price breaks it up. 2nd and 10. They'll make another audible here. Looks like they're going to send Ayuk to the opposite side as well as Juszczyk. And then bring Kittle down the line. Another quick pass underneath. Ayuk will get about a gain of 5. I mean, sure, they could pass underneath, but it's time to go long here. Especially you would think they would try to capitalize on the fact that all of our backups are in. But 3rd and 5, can we get the stop? Same formation they just ran, just about the same play they just ran. And this one to the outside, Kittle with a secure catch, first down at the 38. They'll come out with a double running back backfield. Davis Price and Juszczyk. Both will leave, go out on a route. They will dump it off to Price, and he will get out of bounds, gain of 5. Now coming out in the ace formation here, under center for Lance. Going to bring down some pressure here. Send a blitz. Doesn't get anywhere. They'll dump this one off to number 47. I believe that's their 2nd tight end for the first down to the 24. Stay out in the double A gap, but we will drop into coverage as they check down Price. Takes a hit as soon as he catches the ball, but holds on to it. Might have even been a face mask there as well. And indeed it was on Ben Neiman, one of our backup linebackers that most likely will not be returning next season. Make another audible here. Close to the goal line. Another toss up and a no! I thought that was an INT, but Gray takes it away. 49ers get a late score in the game, as you see at the very bottom. Giants beat the Eagles 34-28. So we will definitely be headed to the wild card. Well, that was a very sad last play there. Give up the touch on what we thought was going to be an INT, and then we find out we are wild card bound. Trace McSorley tried to get around Fred Warner there, but will be a loss of 4. And with about 20 seconds left, probably will be the last play. Let's just go ahead and send Brown deep. Go with a bit of play action. And that's actually going to be a fumble. Okay, well, let's just end on that before anything else goes downhill. And that is the end of the regular season. We end 42-21 against conference rivals in the 49ers. Good game for us pretty much across the board. Gave up some plays here and there, missed out on a couple plays. We took care of our business. Unfortunately, the Eagles couldn't help us out. As we head into the locker room, we won every single battle today. Passing yards, rushing yards, average yards of play, takeaways, and obviously points on the board. And those last 2 weeks is how you end a season off right. A combined 83 points scored on offense, giving up only 28. That's not too bad. Before we sim on over to the wild card and find out who we will be playing against, let's finish with taking a look at some of the stats of this season. Offensively, 31st, but again, we play much less time than everyone else. But we did have the number 1 defense. Again, also playing less time than everyone else. As for individual stats, Kyler Murray throws for just shy of 4,000 passing yards, 38 touchdowns, 27 interceptions, completing 67% and was sacked 42 times. So, as we have mentioned, some really good and some pretty bad. 27 interceptions is really bad. Sacks also being sacked 42 times, not very good either. In the rushing department, we're not a rushing team, so I don't expect anyone to really stand out. Raheem Mostert is our number 1 running back with 90 carries for a little under 700 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. Kyler Murray ran for a little over 500 on 82 carries. I think that also counts sacks, though. So take that as you will. He did have 3 rushing touchdowns, but he did also fumble 7 times. Derek Young as an actual running back, 36 carries, 223 yards, averaging 6.2 yards a carry. Only 1 rushing touchdown. Marquise Brown ran the ball a little bit as well. We did have 3 rushing touchdowns for Darrell Williams and 1 for Max Williams there at the end. And I believe that was it in terms of rushing touchdowns. Receiving, no one breaks 1,000, but we really spread the ball out a lot. Marquise Brown had the most didn't have the most receptions. He had the most yards, 837 with 13 touchdowns. Rondale Moore, was I calling him Rondale Moore? I feel like I might have said a different R name at some points here and there. A little under 700 yards, 9 touchdowns. Zach Ertz, 632, 3 touchdowns. Derek Young, a little under 500, 3 touchdowns. So about pretty close to 1,000 in total. So he had like 2 something. So we'll say about 750, which isn't too bad for being an undrafted rookie. DeAndre Hopkins was out for the first 6 weeks, considering he was suspended the first 6 weeks in real life. We honored that. Only 419 yards, 22 receptions, and he still played at least half the year. So let's say you double that. He has 44 catches and about 850 receiving yards, 10 touchdowns. It's about closer to where you expect him to be. Andy Isabella really didn't do a whole lot, but we're able to start to use him a little bit as a gadget player towards the end. A little under 400 yards, 3 touchdowns for him. AJ Green just disappeared as soon as D-Hop came back. 280, 2 touchdowns. Trey McBride didn't play as much as I was hoping he would because Madden kept taking him out of the rotation at tight end. Really annoying. 77 yards, 3 catches, 1 touchdown. Raheem Mostert just a little bit. Darrell Williams a little bit. And not much else down the line. In terms of blocking, who was our worst? Kelvin Beachum Jr. allowed about a sack a game. Dwayne Brown, who we brought in as a free agent a few weeks into the season, I think, he had 10, Humphreys 9. So these top 3 guys I don't expect to be back next year. The 2 that I hope will be back and that don't regress or retire, Justin Pugh and Rodney Hudson, gave up a combined 3 sacks. So they're good. I'm fine with them. Hopefully Pugh doesn't regress too much or retire, and hopefully Hudson does not retire. I don't expect him to regress much being a superstar. Over on defense, Isaiah Simmons leads us in tackles only by a +7 compared to Zach Collins. Both had 130 plus. Tackles for a loss, again, those same two. Isaiah Simmons had 15, Zach Collins with 11. In the sack department, Dennis Gardick, I think, came close to tying the record. If not, did tie the record. I honestly can't remember what it is anymore. I want to say it's still 22 and a half, so came close with 21 sacks. Definitely will be our go-to if he doesn't regress tremendously going into next year, being that I don't even know exactly what to call it, because in Madden there's not a strong and weak side. So we'll just be our skinny edge guy, since we'll have a little bit of a thicker guy on the other side going into next season. Behind him, Devin Kennard and Kingsley Keke both had 7 sacks. Isaiah Simmons 5, 4 for Settle, 3 for Collins, and then 1 for Allen, Budda Baker, and Fotu. We can't have an edge rusher only getting 1 sack, so Allen will definitely be out as an edge rusher, and if we retain him, because he hasn't so far wanted to come back, if we do retain him, he will strictly be backup. In the interception department, we had 4 guys all tied for first place on the team with 2. That would be Isaiah Simmons, Byron Murphy Jr., Jalen Thompson, and Adoree Jackson. Collins, Budda Baker, Josh Jackson, and Christian Matthew each had 1. And in the kicking department, not too bad of a season either. Matt Prater in what could be his last season, as this was his 16th season. 13 of 14 field goals, 50 of 53 extra points. So not too bad. Punting-wise, Andy Lee averaging less than 40 yards a punt, typically because we weren't punting from very deep. But he also too might retire, as this was his 19th season. But now for the big moment. Let's sim over to the wild card and find out who we end up playing against. And we will be facing off against conference rival Los Angeles Rams. It is a rematch of last year's wild card match. It did not go in our favor last year, real life, because this was the first season of this series. But hopefully we could right some wrongs in this one. Next episode will be against the Rams. Aaron Donald going to be the number 1 guy we need to keep an eye out for. The Rams in total had the 24th offense for points per game in terms of passing yards and rushing yards per game, 11th and 20th respectively. Defense, okay, 16th for points per game and passing yards a game, but 26th in rushing yards a game. On contrary for us, our defense was 2nd in points per game, 1st in passing yards a game, and rushing yards a game. Again, we play less time than everyone else. I really wish Madden would have a system that would, I guess, ratio out the stats to be equivalent to if everyone was playing 15-minute quarters. I remember that was in one game. I just can't remember what game it was in. But that's something that I think they need to bring in to help out making more realistic choices, I guess, when it comes to who do we keep, who do we not keep. As for our offense, 30th in passing yards a game, even though we pass a lot more. 14th in rushing yards a game, and 18th in points per game. But we still average more points per game than their offense does. So if you go by that, we win. But that will be the next episode. Playoff football in both of these series that we currently have going, the Cardinals as well as the Ohio State only, or the Ohio only, the state of Ohio. It's not just Ohio State University only, although most of the players are from Ohio State. If you haven't checked that one out, I suggest you do. But make sure you're subscribing and taking that bell notification to be notified of when these videos go live so you don't miss out on some playoff football. This series posted every Monday and Thursday. The state only posted every Wednesday and Saturday. And make sure you're following over on Twitter. BigBearB_Gaming, always linked in the description below, because there will be a poll. If we win the Super Bowl in the state-only series, you can vote on what state or states we do next. At this point of recording this, since this will be going out on Thursday, I don't know how that has gone. I haven't recorded the postseason yet, but if we win the Super Bowl, series is over. It's the whole point of the challenge, to win the Super Bowl within 5 years with a team entirely built from players from colleges from one state. It's a long... Just go watch the series. You'll understand. But We're at the end of season 3 there, and we're in the playoffs. If we win, it's the end of the Ohio one, and we have to start a new one. So make sure to follow over on Twitter so you can vote. That's enough plugging. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
How it's supposed to feel.